Start clapping.
Thank you for coming and thank you for having me. My name is Faroukh Bin Othman. I'm a chef instructor at University, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Today we're going to do a consomme. You'll be passed around on the recipe shortly or maybe next week during your classes. And I believe that you're in the third year, right? So you guys are focused to become a chef. So it's my duty as well, and I will try my very best to deliver to you the same, more or less, capacity what I delivered yesterday. And also at the same time, during the demo, I would also brief you about a little bit of my background. Just that, as I told yesterday, I'm not really good at talking about myself, although I have a few years of credentials in industry experience. However, the focus is the recipe and the technique that we're going to show you on making a consomme today. But first of all, before we even start to do a consomme, it's very, very important that you know where the meat comes from. So today, coincidentally, we have a chicken consomme. So you guys want to be chef one day? Yes? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Doesn't look so encouraging. You have to be sure that being a chef is one of the jobs that you choose to be. And you concentrate on your life doing that and don't work in the back in between. There are some students, they change their ambition once they go to the industry. Because you see, dining in or going to a 5-star hotel or a luxury hotel or restaurant or fancy restaurants is very different from the one that's operating. When you sit in front lavishly enjoying and demanding for whatever you want to have, but there's people at the back running that experience that you have. This is very important for you when you're in the hospitality industry. So, we have a chicken. Yes? Everyone agree?
Yes, sir.
Anyone disagree that this is not a chicken? Maybe you Google and say this is something else. So something that I highlighted as well yesterday is about Google. You guys Google and Giggle at the same time. And you Google a lot of information. More than what your lecturer can teach you. Which is, sorry to say, is a bit wrong. You have to refer to books. Okay? Cookbooks are always better than Google. Because Google can only give you some information derived from don't know what. Because it's massive. That's what we call World Wide Web. So any Tom, Dick and Harry can do anything inside the World Wide Web. They ask you to devote the chicken and you start off with this method, you'll definitely get it wrong. But if you start with the front part without removing this bone, they'll kick you out. What is this meat called? Again? Oyster. Right. It's an oyster meat. It's not oyster, but they call it oyster meat. Or, in terminology, it's actually the chicken tenderloin. Although you see on the filet later on the chicken breast, there is a part of it, we call it a loin. But eventually, this is actually the tenderloin of a chicken. Alright? So, at the same time as you are doing the recipe, I'm also demonstrating to you how to debone this chicken. I know you've seen it a couple of times, yeah? You've done it as well as a student. But maybe, you never know, you might see something different. So, when you reach to the side here, when you finish off cutting off the oyster meat, what you need to do to dislocate the leg. When you debone, your knife can't go through bones. It can only go through joints. So you must be very, very careful, and it's very important that you know that the joint is cutting out. So if you are, today is not so difficult because it's just, you can't go through with the knife. Remove your knife first. Because pressuring yourself will just make yourself so intense, and then will lead you through accident, which is very, very important. So after you go through, then you get it up nicely, and you get down to the carcass now. Now you start off with the chicken breast straight away. And whenever you debone, always use a stroke of a knife instead of a saw motion. Always use a stroke. Use the sharpness of your knife to remove the meat from the carcass. And then now you reach the middle bone. What do you call the middle bone? This whole thing is a carcass. There's a name for the part here. What do you call it? Anyone know? This bone. This one here. What is it called? Ribs. Ribs is here. Chicken ribs. In the market, in Malaysia, they actually chop this off and put it in brine and fry it with the flour. And they sell it in the market. Very cheap. They also sell the butt piece here. This part here, they cut it off. Call it chicken ass. It's true. You go to Malaysia, go to some night market, they actually sell this with the fry. And it's actually just a collagen. The nose, the bones or the beak of the nose is the same quality as this. But you're not a chicken. So, once you remove the duck breast 100% from the top part, then you see the fillet, which is commonly known as a chicken tenderloin as well. But in actual butchery, the tenderloin is actually over there. You can call it chicken fillet. Some people, chef or in the other country, also call it chicken tenderloin. It's a delicacy, and usually it's been separated from the chicken fillet and be made by another dish. So, once you reach there, now you see the bones has been removed. Now you go on the other side. Same procedure. No, already then. Okay, why you say no since you're sitting in front?
Sir, because I think blue curry is used for that.
Blue curry, what for that?
It's for seafood.
Go back and do your homework. Okay? Stop watching Marvel. Stop watching the Avengers. Right? You won't become Spider-Man for the next 20 years if you watch Marvel movies anyway. Blue is for fish and seafood. Raw. Raw fish and seafood. Red is for raw meat. Some books says raw red meat only. Some books would say yellow ones are for poultry and birds. But in HACCP, the red one determines for raw meat, including poultry. It's a bit of a regulation. Sometimes the regulation changes and depends on certain practice. Yellow is meant for poultry. If it's not for poultry, what is it used for? It's used for pastry items. Such as you want to roll your what pastry? You want to do your bola balls. Why chopping board? For? Why chopping board?
For bread items.
See?
For bread items.
Bread items. What bread items? Chicken tikka masala? Sandwich? What bread items? So as you reach the middle bone, you can just pull it out gently. What chopping board is for ready food, ready cooked food, ready cooked food or pre-prepared food, such as ready, such as
Seared lamb steak.
Seared lamb steak, cooked meat. Cooked meat is red, white or brown? Brown. Cooked red meat or cooked meat is brown. Cooked fish, white. Cheese. If the country says yellow is for poultry, cheese goes to white chopping board. If the country says poultry can go for red meat, cheese will go for yellow. Okay? Or can also be white. It depends. Okay, because cheese is also processed food. So once you get that, you get a nice chicken meat. You have the chicken breast, and you have the chicken leg. So the chicken breast, we're gonna. There's actually in the recipe says that for us to bind it with salt and roll it with the skin, and then poach it in sous vide. But I didn't bring my sous vide machine because I was scared and a bit skeptical with the Indian custom. She might question me what I'm doing with this machine, and trust me, the custom will just take that as a weapon of mass destruction. So I dare not bring, even I thought of bringing the smoke gun, but the smoke gun looks like a magnum pistol, so I stayed out, I better stay away because I'm not sure about you guys, but I've gone through Indian custom quite some time and they're very, very strict. So they don't take nonsense from anyone. So I better stay away from all this so I can get through the custom as easy as I can. So anyways, so instead of doing the meat and cut it off and roll like how I'm doing in the recipe, if you get one, we're going to do a mousse. We're going to a mousse, we flavor the mousse, then we're going to roll it up and we'll show you the technique of rolling with the pipe bag and everything. We're going to poach the mousse and we get the garnish instead. And at the same time, we're supposed to smoke the garnish. Again, I didn't bring my smoker and I've been given a wood chip, which is quite a bit rare actually. But we'll see how they do, okay? We can smoke it. But the smoking is just, I'm sure you guys are very fond of smoking over here anyway. So what you need to do now is to remove the chicken straight away from the skin. And we're not going to use that, it's going to be a bit too much for us now. So when you have the chicken breast, okay, please remove any excess fat or skin that you see in between, especially bones as well, since you're making a mousse. So you get a nice clean and lean meat. And when you get there, and try to remove as much as you can. And reserve this on the side, and we're going to make a mousse short. The mousse will be used for the garnish later on, okay? We might just do it, okay? Since you're all here, so at least you can have a taste through. So, I started off my career in 1997. 1997, you guys are just born? Not even born. You're just been planned. Somebody has planned you. What year you were born?
99.
99. Okay, you just got married. 1997. I started off my career by joining a local institute, just like you guys, IIHM, back home. This is my diploma. And then I venture off doing my practical training and also working at the Latin Kuala Lumpur. It's it's the best restaurant in Kuala Lumpur, in Malaysia at the time. Now it's one of the best. It's a typical French restaurant. It's in Shangri-La, Kuala Lumpur. It is still a very, very nice restaurant today. I worked there for 4 months as an internship without salary. Not even 1 cent. I didn't get anything. Because those days in Malaysia, trainees doesn't get paid. Today, yes, we have improved because thank you to people like us who fight for the future generation. So at least the future generation gets some income when they do their practical training. In Malaysia, those days back in the 90s, we get peanuts. Nothing. We just pay in kind. Pay in kind is like They give you free meals, they give you free food during your work time, and that's it. But one of the most important things that you see, which I gain, is more than money can buy, is knowledge. Because when you work, your focus is towards the end of the month, which is the salary, right? Your salary can buy you movie tickets, maybe. Can buy you some dumbarelli, perhaps one day. But knowledge is something that you don't really get. You have to earn. And working in this restaurant is something that I've actually learned a lot from. And despite I don't have any salary at the end of the month to look forward to. Every day, we were talking about every day. Every day, morning, night. This is a restaurant. So I go for lunch and also dinner. They call it split shift. It's not split shift. It's my body is split into two. They use me as an advantage for the chef because they know at that time I was pushing hard and I was very, very passionate about the industry and I'm willing to do whatever it takes as well. So after finish my apprenticeship, my internship there, the chef decided to hire me, of course, because I worked so hard for them, free of charge, and they hired me as a third commis. Third commis, you know, third commis? The lowest rank, after I went diploma. My salary was hardly reaching 1,000 ringgit. 1,000 ringgit, anyone know how is it like? That's per month. So that's considered as a peanut in Malaysia. So, but then again, I didn't have any commitment, I didn't have any family. My parents were there, so I didn't really care about how much I earned. But most important thing that I know that my resume will look good because I work in the lab. So debone your chicken leg until you get such piece. You don't really need to take away the tendons and all because we're going to mince this and make it into the consomme. So we're just going to use half and half of this so we have a nice consomme portion. I'll tell you the ratio shortly, okay? So once we have that, one of the most important things that you must know before making a stock on the cartilage bone, right? You must cut it into half like that. Remove the cartilage from the backbone and also remove, see, between the backbones. See that? But I don't dare to do it so nasty because you're on camera. You can't be too rough. So, you see this black part? This is called autopsy of a chicken. This is the lung. This is the liver. This is the kidney over here. So, the pancreas and the liver, everything is over here, and the heart and also the, what you call the lung is all over here. All this, we call it internal organs. What is it made of? What is it made of? Say again? Sorry?
Tissues and tissues.
Tissues. What tissue? What is tissue?
Group of cells.
Group of cells. What cells? What blood cells that actually hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is the red blood cell that contains in blood. From there, it builds up the muscles while the body is forming from an embryo. So what you have now, that is why you see whenever you eat a chicken liver or a lamb liver, it gets bitter and you must serve it like that. You cannot serve it medium well or medium. The medium rare is the worst. So it's filled with blood. It's 99% blood. The rest of it is just, it's not even a muscle, it's called an organ. It's categorized as an organ, not a muscle, a lung also. Because if you study a little bit of science, your lung cannot work by itself without the rib cage muscle. the ribcage muscle will pump the lung. The lung itself won't work by itself. So, all these must be removed when you're making stock. Very important. You want to have a nice and sweet stock in the end, you must remove all this. People don't remove this. They are very lazy. Especially when you have a banquet of 2,000, a banquet of 5,000. You won't be removing all this stuff. But, if I was the chef, I would make a butcher to do it. Because, compiling all this, 200 numbers of chicken carcass to make a stock, you're just going to make a sauce for it. That's it. So, that's why you have, in order to have a nice brown stock or a sauce, all this you must take care in the beginning. And you must rinse through water. All this must go through water at least 10 times. How? I will have to show you. Your bowls are clean and ready to go for stock. Whether it's a white stock, whether it's a brown stock. Okay? Many people fail to do a proper brown sauce, or what we call in our mother sauce Espanol, is fail to take care of it. So, the carcass, the bones, can go all in together. You have to wash it about 5, 6 times, 7 times, until you see the water satisfied. Okay? The only part with the chicken breast, we're going to use it for our centerpiece or the garnish. This one we're going to blend and make a concept. Okay? Good. Once again, let's wash my hands. Something that is taken into a shock because 120 types of banquet, 80% literally fell ill and hospitalized, and 10% was dead from a banquet. The rest was actually saved from it, but they had a small diarrhea because probably they didn't consume as much. Or probably they have a different, every individual have a different antibiotic in your stomach because your stomach produces acids. These acids, the doctor says, if you actually take out, the scientist says, not doctor, the scientist says, if you take out this acid from your stomach, if you're able to derive it out and you put it on your skin, it will just pass through. That's how strong the acid in your stomach. This is used to blend your food in your stomach. And God knows how it survives within the stomach. But the scientists say if you remove this acid out from the stomach and take it out and put it on your finger, on your hand, it will just pass through. So, what happened in the banquet? The investigation was done. They checked all the dishes, they checked all the issues related to foodborne illnesses and the risk of whatever food that they are serving. So apparently, after a few days of checking and running around, they discovered the one that's actually